Intro, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving deep into one of the greatest science fiction novels of all time, Frank Herbert's Dune. This book is a complex tapestry of politics, religion, environmentalism, and human potential, set against the backdrop of a vast and dangerous universe. So grab a seat, because we're about to journey through the sands of Arrakis in an epic tale of power, betrayal, and destiny. Setting and world building, Dune is set in a distant future, around 20,000 years from now, in a universe where humanity has spread across the galaxy, forming a sprawling empire known as the Imperium. The universe is governed by a feudal system where noble houses, each controlling different planets, vie for power under the oversight of the Padishah Emperor. Technology is advanced, but artificial intelligence has been outlawed after a past event known as the Butlerian Jihad, leading to the development of specialized human abilities such as the Mentats, human computers, and the Bene Gesserit, an all-female order with extraordinary mental and physical capabilities. At the center of the Imperium is the desert planet of Arrakis, also known as Dune. Arrakis is inhospitable, with its endless deserts, scorching heat, and massive sandworms. Yet, it is the most valuable planet in the universe because it is the only source of melange, commonly known as spice. Spice is a substance that is crucial for space travel, as it allows the navigators of the Spacing Guild to fold space and travel across vast distances instantaneously. Spice also has properties that extend life, enhance mental faculties, and grant limited prescience, making it highly sought after by everyone in the galaxy. Introduction to House Atreides and the political landscape. The story begins with House Atreides, one of the noble families of the Imperium, being ordered by the Emperor to take control of Arrakis, displacing the brutal House Harkonnen, who have ruled the planet for generations. Duke Leto Atreides is a just and beloved ruler, known for his wisdom and honor. His concubine, Lady Jessica, is a member of the Bene Gesserit, and together they have a son, Paul Atreides. Paul, at the age of 15, is the heir to House Atreides and has been trained rigorously in politics, combat, and the Bene Gesserit techniques by his mother. Lady Jessica was instructed by the Bene Gesserit to bear a daughter as part of their long-term breeding program, which aims to create the Kwisatz Haderach, a super being with the ability to see both the future and the past. However, out of love for Duke Leto, Jessica bore a son instead, believing Paul might still be the Kwisatz Haderach. As House Atreides prepares to take over Arrakis, they are fully aware that this is a trap set by the Emperor, who is jealous of Duke Leto's popularity and sees House Atreides as a threat. The Emperor has secretly aligned himself with Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, the cunning and sadistic head of House Harkonnen, to destroy the Atreides once they are on Arrakis. Despite knowing the dangers, Duke Leto accepts the challenge, hoping to leverage the loyalty of the planet's native people, the Freemen, and the strategic importance of Arrakis to secure his house's future. Arrival on Arrakis and initial challenges. Upon arriving on Arrakis, the Atreides family is met with the harsh realities of the desert planet. The Freemen, initially perceived as primitive and scattered, are revealed to be much more formidable than previously thought. They live in secret, vast communities hidden in the desert and possess a deep knowledge of the planet's ecology and the sandworms, which are crucial to the spice cycle. The Freemen have their own prophecy about a Messiah who will lead them to freedom, and they start to believe that Paul might be this figure. Duke Leto begins establishing a new rule on Arrakis, aiming to win the loyalty of the Freemen and improve conditions for the people. He places great trust in his advisors, including Thufir Hawat, the master strategist and Mentat, Gurney Halleck, a loyal warrior and troubadour, and Duncan Idaho, a skilled sword master who has been sent ahead to build relations with the Freemen. However, the Harkonnen trap soon begins to close in. Baron Harkonnen has planted a traitor within House Atreides, Dr. Yu, the family physician. Yu's wife has been captured and tortured by the Harkonnens, forcing him to betray Duke Leto in a desperate attempt to save her. Yu disables the shields of the Atreides palace, allowing the Harkonnen forces, supported by the Emperor's elite Sardaukar troops, to launch a devastating surprise attack. The fall of House Atreides. The attack on the Atreides is swift and brutal. Duke Leto is captured and brought before Baron Harkonnen. Dr. Yu, racked with guilt, gives Leto a chance for revenge by implanting a poisonous gas capsule in one of Leto's teeth, hoping he can use it to kill the Baron. Unfortunately, the plan fails. Leto manages to release the gas, but it only kills Baron Harkonnen's twisted mentat, Piter de Vries, and some guards, while the Baron escapes. Paul and Jessica are captured but manage to escape into the deep desert with the help of Duncan Idaho, who sacrifices himself to ensure their safety. Now fugitives, Paul and Jessica seek refuge with the Freeman. During their escape, Paul begins to experience increasingly vivid prescient visions, confirming his extraordinary potential. Jessica, using her Bene Gesserit training, quickly gains the respect of the Freemen, who initially take them in reluctantly. Life among the Freemen, Paul's ascendancy. Paul and Jessica are taken in by a Freeman Sietch, a large community living in hidden caverns. Paul, now calling himself Muad'Dib, quickly gains the Freemen's respect and becomes one of them. His visions grow stronger, and he starts to realize that he may indeed be the Kwisatz Haderach. He sees a path where he leads the Freemen to overthrow the Harkonnen and bring about a new era for Arrakis, but he also foresees a potential jihad in his name that could sweep across the galaxy, bringing death and destruction on an unimaginable scale. Paul's leadership and his growing powers solidify his place among the Freemen. He takes a Freeman lover, Chani, who becomes his confidant and the mother of his future son. Paul's deepening relationship with the Freemen allows him to learn their ways, including the riding of the giant sandworms, a rite of passage that further cements his status as a leader. Under Paul's guidance, the Freemen begin a guerrilla war against the Harkonnen and the Emperor's forces, using their superior knowledge of the desert and the sandworms to devastating effect. The spice production, vital to the galaxy, becomes a key point of leverage for Paul as he plans to challenge the Emperor directly. The climax, the Battle of Arrakis, the final act of Dune, builds toward an epic confrontation. Paul, fully embracing his role as Muad'Dib, leads the Freemen in a final assault against the Harkonnen and the Emperor's Sardaukar forces. The Freemen's guerrilla tactics, combined with Paul's strategic brilliance, overwhelm the enemy forces. Paul uses the threat of destroying the spice production, an act that would cripple the entire Imperium, to force the Emperor into a desperate position. In the chaos of battle, Paul confronts Baron Harkonnen's heir, Feyd-Rautha, in a ritualistic duel to the death. Feyd-Rautha, a deadly and cunning opponent trained in both combat and manipulation, is seen as the last significant threat to Paul's ascension. The duel is tense and brutal, but Paul emerges victorious, killing Feyd-Rautha and effectively ending the Harkonnen threat. With the Harkonnens defeated and the Emperor at his mercy, Paul demands the Emperor abdicate the throne. To solidify his claim to power, Paul agrees to marry the Emperor's daughter, Princess Irulan, though this is a marriage of convenience and political strategy, as Paul's true love remains with Chani. The Emperor, realizing he has no choice, agrees, and Paul becomes the new ruler of the galaxy. The aftermath and themes. As Paul ascends to power, Dune leaves us with a complex and bittersweet ending. Paul has achieved his goal, but at a tremendous cost. He has become the most powerful man in the universe, yet he is haunted by the jihad he has foreseen, a holy war carried out in his name that will spread across the galaxy. Paul understands that he cannot prevent this future entirely, but he hopes to mitigate its impact. The novel concludes with a sense of ambiguity. Paul's rise is both triumphant and tragic. He has fulfilled his destiny, but in doing so, he has set into motion events that could lead to untold suffering. The themes of power, destiny, and the unintended consequences of leadership are woven into the fabric of the story, leaving readers to ponder the true cost of greatness. Outro, and that's the deep dive into Frank Herbert's Dune, a novel that continues to resonate with readers and audiences more than half a century after its publication. It's a story that challenges our understanding of power, politics, and the human spirit, all set in a universe as vast and mysterious as the desert of Arrakis itself. If you enjoyed this in-depth recap, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explorations of the world's most iconic stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may the spice flow.